This is Musashi again. I just want to do a very quick update. The explosive reactive armor video I just did has an important addendum. I didn't want to just slap it on the other video, so I'm going to show you the screenshots for the ERA. It just didn't occur to me to look at the tooltips for the ERA to see if there were differences between them, and sure enough there are. There are two types of ERA in the game. Simply, they're just called light and medium. Although when you look at the vehicles or the stats on each ERA, they are different even within the categories of light and medium. As I said before, there are 6 vehicles in the game currently in EA2 that have explosive reactive armor as an armor upgrade package. And the earliest one you get is the M60A3, and that's what I've got on the screen now. And you can see, based on the tooltip, that M60A3 is one of the ones that has light. Actually, they all have light except for the Tier 7. The Warrior and the Challenger are the ones that have medium. The values are all pretty consistent, except for this is the only Tier 5 we have that has ERA, and the M60A3's values are just a little bit lower. But let's talk about how it's consistent. The M60A3 and all the light tanks have the same ammunition modifier, the thing that makes your armor tougher against certain round types. So within the light category, it's exactly the same. If it says light, these ammunition modifiers are going to be identical. So for AP, it's 2.0. Against the HE rounds, it's 1.0. And against shape charge, it's 10. So that's obviously what ERA is really intended for. But the fact that you even get a 2.0 additional modifier for AP is pretty interesting. The other modifier that's listed on all the vehicles is the FSR, front, side, and rear. And for the M60A3, we've got the figures as 15, 15, and 0. So that's one that I don't know if that just means it's 15 extra millimeters of armor that would have to be penetrated. If somebody knows that, can you post it in the comments on this video? I'd like to just verify that without having to email a bunch of people to figure it out. And that front, side, and rear thing was especially interesting when you look at the 6 vehicles in total, because I've only seen the Bradley and the M60A3's ERA. I haven't seen any other vehicles in game yet wearing their ERA. And you can already tell that the M60A3 is going to have ERA on the front and the sides and none on the rear. So even without ever seeing the ERA on these vehicles, you can tell where the ERA boxes are going to be. Here's our B1 Centauro. It's also light ERA again. It's 2.0, 1.0, and 10 against the 3 ammunition types. But it's a tier higher than the M60A3. It has listed 0, 20, and 0. So we already can see that it's only going to have ERA on the side. And the 20 is a little higher than the 15 the M60A3 offered. Next up is our BMP3. It's also light, so it has the 2.0, 1.0, and 10. In this case, the front, side, and rear is 20, 20, and 0. So 20s instead of 15 like the M60A3, but we can already see it's going to have front and side ERA panels. Then we get to our Tier 7s with the medium ERA package, and it's the Challenger 1 and the Warrior, the 2 with the medium, and the medium is also the same for the ammunition types, but it's 4.0, 1.0, and 20. So it is double for AP and shape charges. It's the same for HE. HE is going to get you the same way no matter what. The Warrior lists its front, side, and rear as 0, 25, and 0. So again, we can tell there's only going to be ERA on the sides, which makes perfect sense. If you saw the video, the last one I had on ERA, you can see the Warrior has a lot of caged armor around it, and when you look into how the Warrior did this, it was just the ERA boxes slapped on the side of the cage on the side. A lot of people criticize it for not providing very much coverage, but, beats nothing. So in the Warrior's case, you really do not want to be shooting at it with heat or ATGMs if you can help it at the side where those ERA panels are, unless again they've been stripped off through some sort of fire. And our last one is the Tier 7 Challenger 1. This thing is just good armor all the way around, but the ERA is also the best in the game so far. It's a medium ERA package with for the ammunition resistance 4.0, 1.0, and 20, just like the Warrior. But it has front and side ERA, we know, because the values for FSR are 25, 25, and 0. So I wanted to make this addendum to my previous ERA video because I was wrong. There's clearly not only categories of ERA, but slightly varying stats from one vehicle to the other. It's probably tier related, so as the tier goes up, the 15 jumps to 20, then the 20 jumps to 25 for that front, side, and rear bit. The modifiers are obviously consistent between light and medium. I guess light, medium, I suppose there's a heavy coming down the pike, right? The one thing I'm going to test and need to test still is, are these other type of ERA packages strippable with the same amount of damage thresholds that we tested on the Bradley? Again, the Bradley has the light ERA package, so really I think at this point I just need to test the medium ERA packages by shooting it with the same 30mm and see if it takes the same amount of damage to blow off those panels. So that's it, just want to make a quick addendum for you.